Our top focus on the show today. Pakistan, a country that is already reeling under a severe economic crisis and political rumbles, is now facing a major terror threat after Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, or the TTP, openly ordered its men to attack the country. Pakistan has been struggling to save its citizens and its top-notch officers from the army and the intelligence agency. The visuals on your screens right now narrate Pakistan's apathy. It shows Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence Agency's Director General, Lieutenant General Nadeem Anjum, attending the funeral prayers of senior officer Mohammad Naveed Sadiq. The ISI head not only carried the coffin of the deceased officer, but was also seen consoling his young son. Naveed Sadiq was killed in an attack carried out by the TTP on Tuesday. The Inter-Services Intelligence officer was shot dead outside a hotel in the Punjab province. The incident occurred a day after Pakistan's top civilian and military leaders pledged to use full force to deal with terror. Here's another picture that shows Pakistan's security forces' helplessness. This is Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, General Syed Asim Munir, carrying the coffin of a captain killed in Balochistan blasts on the 25th of December. The TTP carried out a series of blasts last month that led to the killing of as many as 5 soldiers. The attack, in fact, left 15 others injured. The 5 blasts that rocked Balochistan have claimed many lives. The TTP came out all guns blazing at Pakistan's top security layer, and they continue to issue threats. You saw Pakistan Army Chief and ISI DG carrying the coffins of their credited men. But now listen in to what the Pakistan government has to say.
की जाएगी और की जा रही है कि उन्हें जो है वो टेबल पे लाया जाए, और उन्हें लेकिन टेबल पे आने के लिए पहली शर्त ये है कि वो हथियार रखें और अपने आप को आइन और कानून के ताबे करें। लेकिन इस सिलसिले में हमें एक लंबे अरसे तक जो है इन चीज़ों के साथ जो है वो इस तरह से नबर्दा आज़मा होने की ज़रूरत है कि हम उनको लोएस्ट जो है वो लेवल पे रखें, और वाक़यात जो हैं जिस तरह से पिछले साल में वाक़यात की तादाद बहुत ज़्यादा है, ये कम से कम हो।
While the top security officers have sent their message loud and clear that they stand with their men, the Pakistan government is still trying to stick to diplomacy, while the army and the intelligence agency are losing their men every day. The government wants talks with a terror organization, which for now seems to be untamable for Pakistan. The question remains, how will Pakistan deal with this terror threat? While the political leaders continue to give out mixed signals about their intent, use of full force and talks cannot go hand in hand. It remains unclear whether Pakistan is really willing to take on the terror group, or is it just going to wait for the TTP to agree to come to the negotiating table. The TTP ended a month-old ceasefire with the Pakistan government late last year and launched a spate of attacks across the country. The Pakistan Taliban, in fact, have said that they have killed almost 450 Pakistani soldiers in more than 350 attacks in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province alone. Almost 70 of these attacks took place in the month of December 2022. Pakistani authorities have said the TTP is operating out of neighbouring Afghanistan, an accusation that the Taliban administration in the neighbouring country has denied. For more on this, we are now joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief, Anas Malik from Islamabad. Anas, this is getting worse and worse for Pakistan, not just by the day, but practically by the hour. We've already had the TTP claim responsibility for the killings of more than 1,000 Pakistani civilians and security forces in 2022. And clearly 2023 has also begun on a very tumultuous note for Pakistan, which is now losing its army men and spy agency officers as well.
Well, it's an absolute nightmare, it won't be wrong to say. But the Pakistani security agencies at this point of time, they seem to be on the same page in order to counter the threat and menace of rising terror that is emanating from ex-tribal areas and in the region that is the Afghanistan-Pakistan border region. The political leadership seems to be sending a bit of a mixed signal, but they're clear on at least one point agenda, that talks did not seem to yield results. Therefore, now is the time for action. Yesterday, we heard the Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah saying, rather making an offer that those groups who want to talk, they would first need to lay down arms. Today, he has clarified that any such talks would be done through the interim administration or interim government in Afghanistan. Now, on the other hand, it is also pertinent to mention that the National Security Committee that met earlier this week on Monday, one thing that has been cleared, or one thing that has been agreed upon by the NSC, is that they will, in the most clearest of the terms, ask Afghanistan on one point agenda, either whether they are with the TTP or whether they are with Pakistan, and then only in light of the Afghan government or the interim Afghan authorities' answer, only then the action from the Pakistani side will proceed. But tough days ahead, and we've already seen quite of a start, not in the right sense, of course, for the Pakistani people, and just hoping that they don't really have to go through a repeat of what we saw earlier from 2001 until up to 2016, where there were almost attacks every day, on the brunt of which common people had to suffer. Neha?
Well, clearly, Anas, this is a security nightmare for Islamabad. Thanks very much for getting us all those details.